There's a few other stories that I would like to go on and tell you all. I went up to Dad's and got 6 angels. These angels, 3 of them, I was taking to work. There was one gentleman and 2 young ladies that worked with me that I was taking them to. Well, it so happened I was on my way to work that morning. It was about 5:30 in the morning. I stopped at a service station. Sitting in the lot at the service station, there was a semi truck. On the side of it, it had Jesus is Lord. Behind it was an old Greyhound bus. And all I can remember is from Richmond, Virginia. Well, I started filling the gas tank up, and I looked over, and standing outside the door of that old Greyhound bus, there was 2 black ladies, a black gentleman, and a little girl. Oh, she was so small, just dancing, having a big time. Well, like I said, I had picked up 6 angels. 3 of them was designated. 3 of them weren't. I reached in the truck after filling the gas tank up, and I grabbed 3 angels. I started toward the bus. One of the ladies reached down and picked up the little girl. The gentleman, he stepped back. That left the 2 ladies and the little girl. I had 1 angel that was already together. And I walked up and I said, "Excuse me, ladies." I said, "Do you all believe in angels?" I looked at I looked at the one holding the little girl, and I said, "You all must." I said, "You're holding one there." I started telling them about the old man picking up pallets on the side of the road and all. And I told him, I said, a couple years ago, he asked me, he said, "Ronnie, you gonna take this over when something happens to me?" Oh, my head got big. I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Well," he said, "there's one stipulation." And when I got to that point, one of the ladies looked at me and she said, "What would that stipulation be?" I said, "I'm not allowed to sell these." I said, "I have to give them away." Well, I handed each of the ladies one, the little girl. The gentleman who had stepped back before, he stepped forward like he was going to shake my hand. He didn't. He grabbed me. He hugged me. There wasn't another word exchanged. I turned around, went into the service station, paid for my gas, come out, got in my truck, and as I was pulling off, there was 15 or 20 gentlemen standing down the side of that bus with their hands raised in the air, thanking me for that little piece of wood, that little angel. These angels are all over the world. We know for a fact they're in Japan, they're in Germany. A young nurse at the hospital right before Dad passed was from Korea. She was given an angel, and she was also given one of these. Sometimes you gotta look at it kind of funny. That says Jesus. She was given one of these, and she asked me. She says, "Do you mind? Would you mind if I was to send this to my sister in Korea?" I said, "Yeah, I would." So I give her another one. So they're in Korea, they're in Canada, they're all over the United States, and the thousands that's been made, I can't put a number on them. This started out as a hobby. It turned into a ministry.